wali bushoni mumbanji bakataka mumbanji mandoko ngate mona jakwete.
Xand feels his worst fears are being confirmed.
He hasn't got any better overnight. He isn't doing very well at all. He just looks tired and miserable, and he's breathing very quickly, and it's just very sad. I think everyone's doing their best, but he's not getting any better.
Tobacco is preparing a mash of 2 different barks, mixed with eshio wood scrapings. This is Boyemba's second attempt at treatment. But faced with Mjenje's worsening condition, Xand is increasingly desperate to get out some of the medicine we've brought with us.
I think we probably are going to be able to intervene, and of course I'm itching to start, but I think we have to tread fairly carefully and make sure everyone's on side, because unless we can persuade people to work with us, that isn't going to work either. So.
We will be leaving. Boyemba is staying. We must not do anything to compromise his position as the group's healer.
We've got enough time to just let the nganga do what he wants to do and to work with him for a bit, but it is making me a bit edgy now.
As Boyemba rubs a handful of the uncooked mixture over Mjenje, I start to share Xand's scepticism. How can a massage help a child this ill? But the cooked bark looks like it will be applied in a more direct way. The cutting of a baby with an old razor is not something I'm used to witnessing. Yet, crude as it seems, it makes more sense than a massage. A poultice is applied over the cuts, allowing the medication in the bark to enter the body, just like an injection. Xand doesn't share my optimism.
I just don't think any of it's going to work, to be honest. I don't think a poultice applied to the chest is a good treatment for a chest.
But it's
infection.
Not a poultice applied to the chest. I don't know if it's a drug, but we know there are drugs in bark, and it's mashed up bark applied to the chest, but there are cuts in the chest. Look, I share some of your reservations, but I also think I don't get pissed off with me.
I'm not getting pissed off with you. All I'm saying is you can't wait until your curiosity about traditional medicine is sated before you go and help the baby.
That's what I'm saying, but I do think we both agree that you just need to build some trust with the nganga.
Yeah.
Eventually, we come to an agreement. The next time the healers examine Mjenje, we will offer our help.
Come on, Chris, come on.
The next day is again spent hunting. Once more, to no avail. Until Ndongu spots a different target. He points into the canopy foliage some 40 meters above us. All I can see is leaves, but he assures us here there are bees. What follows is a slick and practiced operation. Almost instantly, a fire's lit for making smoke. And Ndongu and his brother head inexorably up the dangling vines.
That is just, I'm absolutely speechless. Does this make you want to have a go?
The macho, foolish part of me wants to try. But I'm sure I can't begin to match the strength-to-weight ratio of these guys.
The reason there aren't any fat Bayaka is because to get some honey as a snack when you're hunting unsuccessfully, you've got to do what this chap's doing.
A parcel of smouldering leaves is hauled up on a thin vine that appears from the heavens.
Presumably he's getting stung to bits.
Ndongu uses it to persuade the furious swarm to abandon their nest. A wicker basket is made from sticks, lined with leaves, and sent up for the comb. Ndonga reaches inside the nest, searching out the honey. He flings away the smaller pieces, but they don't go to waste. This is the only sugar in the forest, so I can understand why it's so sought after. But taking such risks to satisfy the communal sweet tooth seems near insanity. Ndonga and his brothers return to Earth, looking a little too relaxed. I know I shouldn't, but I can't help feeling a pang of jealousy. I wish I could do that.
2 bites.
It's amazing, isn't it? 2 stings.
What's the most frightening thing? Is it the bees or climbing the tree?
There must be an element of showing off. But I can only gawp and gorge on the honey, which is scrupulously shared out.
It really is extremely nice. Is the crunchy stuff very different?
It's swiftly dawning on me and Xand that we have evolved in a very different place.
I haven't ever felt before a strong selection pressure acting against me to remove me from a group, which is what I really feel now, that I'm part of evolution in action. And every day that I'm hungry, and every day that I can't climb a tree, and every day that none of the women are interested in me because I'm the crappiest hunter in the group, or I'm the guy that didn't bring home anything, I'm getting closer and closer to not surviving in this group of people, that my genes simply aren't going to be passed on.
But this is an environment that exerts staggering selection pressure even on the Bayaka. Njenje the baby is still very ill. He's not yet responded to the nganga's treatments. But Xand and I have decided we can no longer hang back. We ask Boyemba and his junior, Ibako, if they'd like us to try and help. We're extremely worried about undermining Boyemba's authority as nganga to the group, so his enthusiasm is a huge relief.
Can we take this off for a minute?
Xand examines the baby.
Once I started to do it, you realise how difficult it is to be the nganga and to be the guy who's the healer in an environment like this where every single person's watching and everyone is waiting for you to do something right. His chest sounds pretty good. There didn't seem to be any big areas of consolidation. He's breathing very fast and his heart's going very fast and he's very, very pale. I mean, look at this little hand. I'm sure he's had a severe malaria and he just hasn't got enough blood left.
Xand is not now worried about a chest infection, just the deadly effects of malaria.
You're going to do what babies always do and poo on me.
He's not very optimistic about Njenje's chances.
You're not very heavy, are you? Poor. Dismally bad. It makes me feel extremely frightened for the child, but it also makes me feel utterly de-skilled. I mean, I'm actually not very much use unless I've got a big hospital built around me full of other doctors.
Our medicine chest is far from exhaustive, but we do have a malarial blood test. Boyemba nicked Njenje's chest, Xand is jabbing his heel.
The test actually hasn't quite finished yet, but you can already see that it's positive. You've got 3, it's like a pregnancy test, and there are 3 bars there.
Xand's hunch is confirmed, and it's not that surprising. Malaria is Africa's principal tool of evolutionary selection. WHO statistics say that it kills 1 child under 5 every 30 seconds.
Hello, will you have a little bit of this?
Xand is going to give the baby a new anti-malarial drug called co-artemether.
That's good. Having been terribly cynical about what the nganga was doing earlier and watched all this, I'm now in his position exactly. I don't feel half so confident as he looked. And what I'm giving was a recently discovered Chinese herbal drug.
Mixed up with a spoonful of sugar, the medicine goes down. And Xand's opinion of Boyemba has changed.
After I'd been involved, I realised how difficult it is treating an ill baby in an environment where a lot of ill babies die. And A lot more respect for a man who, in the forest, when he's seen a lot of children die, can still approach another family and deal with them with confidence and kindness.
The group have been out hunting 3 days on the trot with no luck, and although the women have collected copious amounts of pea nuts and plantains, there is a disturbing lack of protein. Then, a lone hunter arrives in camp. The sight of this monkey immediately puts me on edge.
How did you catch it?
This is the nightmare scenario. Any monkey that can be caught by its tail must be sick, and it's from sick primates that humans have caught some of the world's most virulent diseases.
If you're catching a monkey with a spear, that's one thing, but if you're grabbing it by its tail, it's going to be attacking you with everything it's got, isn't it?
I mean, it's got a
really
load of blood in its mouth, it's got absolutely foul teeth, and
it's got a bleeding foot. What do you think about having it for dinner, Chris?
Xand and I are thinking about mutating viruses, and Dongo and the others start preparing their meaty treat.
Probably rather be wearing gloves and masks.
This is probably how SIV made its way into humans and became HIV.
There are 35 million people infected with HIV worldwide, stemming from what virologists think have been just 12 transmissions of SIV from primates to humans. Neither of us is keen to be the 13th.
God, he's done an extremely tidy job there.
But the Bayaka have been eating monkey forever, and it's going to be difficult for us to refuse.